Hello, my name is Brian Tipton, and I'm here to present for you a Disney case study, The Magic of Strategic Diversification. Disney gets most of its diversification through related diversification. That, of course, being their diversification comes from having different business units that are closely related and allows them to realize maximum benefit from working together. The first way that they do this is through their brand. They have a global brand that is internationally known, and it is used greatly to maximum benefit across all 5 of their company's business units. A second area is sharing resources. Disney often grows its business through acquisition of intellectual property, and they're able to share these resources with the other existing business units to create new opportunities for revenue through selling products, theme park tickets, movie tickets, new video games, etc. Disney also diversifies related diversification through shared costs. Several lines of business are related closely in that they deal with media, whether that be television or movies or video games. So there's a lot of similarities in the research and development area and technology, supply chain, and the sales and marketing area. It spans across all of their business units, and they're able to share those costs amongst each other. Another area is economies of scale. Disney is a large multinational company that has a presence in multiple continents. This large-scale operation allows them to have economies of scale that cannot be matched by their competitors or any newcomers in the industries that they're in. It allows them to realize the greatest cost benefits by having a large company and a large purchasing power. And lastly, another example of their related diversification is their shared advertising. In 1995, Disney purchased ABC, which includes the ABC, ESPN, A&E, and various other networks, and it created a major piece to their diversification puzzle. It not only created their greatest revenue producing business unit, but it also provided them a platform for selling and marketing their products and growing their brand across all the other lines of business. Today, if you watch Disney on television, any network, it does not matter, you will hear their music from their record labels, you will see commercials for their theme parks and movies, and you will be asked repeatedly to buy their merchandise. If we take a quick look at industry attractiveness, you'll see that Disney separates their company into 5 lines of business, those being media networks, parks and resorts, studio entertainment, consumer products, and interactive media. The media networks, of course, being the big winner in attractiveness. It is an attractive network that has high profitability and has a great projected growth rate, followed closely by parks and resorts and studio entertainment. Those 3 are the clearly most attractive industries where Disney has business. If you take a look at their competitive strength, no surprise that a company as successful as Disney has built their greatest strength in the same areas with the most attractive industries. Media networks, parks and resorts, and studio entertainment, again, are the most attractive industries and also the areas of greatest strength for Disney, with consumer products and interactive media falling behind that. If you take a look at the attractiveness strength matrix, you will see that a graphical representation of kind of what we saw in the last 2 slides, that being those 3 areas of media networks, parks and resorts, and studio entertainment being the areas of greatest strength, and the areas that Disney should continue to have as a high priority for their allocation of resources. There are some opportunities in consumer products that we will discuss in a minute, and interactive media is a bit of a new line of business for them that they still need to continue to allocate resources to, as it is one where they may see some maximum benefit down the road once they've been in the business a little bit longer. So, is Disney's portfolio a good strategic fit? This graphical representation shows, in my opinion, that it is. There are several areas where all lines of business are able to fit together strategically, human resources being one. There's a lot of common talent costs in terms of acquiring and attracting that talent and keeping that talent for the different companies that can be shared across all the different companies in the HR space. Logistically, we're talking about a giant company that is undoubtedly moving stuff around, people and products, and has some great strategic fit with sharing the logistical burden across the business units. Sales and marketing as well, as we mentioned before. Disney uses mostly a combined sales force, which gives them the best opportunity to utilize those global brands across the different lines of business. And create the greatest exposure to the consumers. The media networks, the studio, entertainment, interactive media, as I mentioned before, they all deal with media. So there's some commonalities there that should allow some strategic fit opportunities in technology with the infrastructure and research and development, as well as increased purchasing power and most efficient operations across those lines of business as well. A quick look at revenue and profitability figures shows that, again, Media Networks is the clear winner with almost half of revenue in 2011 and over 2/3 of the operating profit. So this is clearly an area where they should continue to invest their money, and it should be the top priority for their allocation of resources. After that, Parks and Resorts and Studio Entertainment are again strong contributors to revenue and profit. They should continue to also to be a high priority. Consumer products, on the other hand, it may be a candidate to have some increased resource allocation. It has a 26.76% profit margin, which is the highest of all of the different business units. So there could be some opportunity for increasing profit by increasing the amount of resources allocated there. And interactive media, again, is an area they should continue to invest in, but only on a limited basis until they're able to turn a profit. If we take a quick look at financial ratios, we will see that all the profitability ratios are trending in the right direction. They're earning more money per dollar year over year from 2010 to 2011. It is clear that they value their assets and the money that was invested by stockholders as their return continues to increase. Exactly what you would expect from a number one entertainment company. The liquidity ratios, working capital, continues to increase as well, which is a good sign. It may give them the opportunity to reinvest some of that money back into the business without incurring any new debt. And lastly, the leverage ratios. There is a bit of a trend where it appears Disney is willing to sacrifice their leverage to a small degree to increase their revenue and profitability. We see a 2 and a 7% increase in these two ratios, but they are matched by a 21% increase in net income over that same period, which serves to minimize any disadvantage created by that decrease in leverage. Now, my recommendation for Disney moving forward would be to continue to develop their interactive media business unit. It underperforms, and I think the method to do that would be to purchase an existing company in that space. My recommendation would be Nintendo Company. It has long been an innovator in console and handheld gaming, but in recent years it is plain and simple has become third place behind Sony and Microsoft in that area. This would bring with it also a cast of characters, a large stable of intellectual property that Disney could use to add to its universe, create new movies, new video games, new theme park rides, new merchandise, etc., which would help offset any investment that they would be putting into an area that was not as attractive as some of the others in our previous analysis. Another thing they need to do is to try to capitalize on the large profit margin that I mentioned before in consumer products. They're already the leader in branded product sales. 7 of the top 20 brands in the world are in their portfolio. However, there are some other brands out there they could look to get a hold of that could help. The Nintendo stuff that I mentioned earlier. Barbie is one that has fallen on hard times in recent years. It used to be one of the number one selling brands. It is now down in the 20s. It might be an opportunity there to purchase that brand, and they also should invest some money in developing mobile phone games that could be popular, like Angry Birds or Minecraft, which provides additional opportunity for licensing content that they could sell as part of their consumer products division. And lastly, they need to continue to invest capital into their most attractive business unit, that being the Media Networks unit. This is driven largely by live sports advertising dollars. So what I suggest is that they gear up to try and win the television broadcast rights for soccer or football. It is a very popular sport globally and in the United States as well. It is growing. They should pursue that, as well as Olympic broadcast TV rights. Something that their competitors own these, but if they could buy them, it would help them infinitely going forward, as well as cripple their opponents. This is the end. If Disney were to follow the recommendations that I made before, I think they would continue to be a profitable business and continue to grow and outpace their competitors moving forward.